Hold this up. Push this here. Hi, y'all. Oh, wait, I didn't mute my YouTube. I'm new at this. I don't know what I'm doing.
You've just been doing it for a year and a half. Anybody that's having problems with YouTube giving you error reports, back out of the video and reload it. I had to do that over on the YouTube page.
So how y'all doing? Doing well, hopefully. Hopefully, if you're in Texas, you're doing better than you were, at least. All right. Is this working? Oh, turn this off.
I posted a founder sing video on Ted Cruz that's pretty funny. The melody of Fly Me to the Moon, but Fly Me to Cancun. Hey, Autumn.
That crazy man.
Y'all should be checking out Autumn at noon every day. Every day.
I don't know how you do it. I want to go live sometimes, and I think, oh.
I've been trying to catch Autumn, and I'm like, by the time I finish a personal reading or something, I'm like mid-live for her. So I chat in her chat room as opposed to going live with her. I'm going to make it there one day, Autumn. Hey, Peggy.
Okay, I can see now. Uh-oh.
Autumn is at noon at Central Time, and Lori from The Way to Positive Change is usually noon Eastern Time. Mm-hmm. They go back-to-back live. Ona's in the chat.
I think it's working.
Your kitty Quinn likes to see Artie. Well, here he is. Turn his mouth for the camera, Artie.
There's Artie.
He's in sleepy mode. He ate too much tonight. He's like, let me sleep.
I was telling
Why
Johnny.
do you always want to sleep on your tables while you're reading? Everybody's cat is like goes up on where they're reading and flops down right in the middle.
On the cards, usually. Crawling on the cards. They do it in my personal readings, too.
Lord.
I was telling Johnny that Moose is down the hallway at the top of the stairs, and I was trying to get him in here. So he may be banging on the door in a little bit.
Knock, knock, subpoena. Do it on cue, Moose. I just want to thank Mystery Achiever again for doing all our timestamps for us. She's been wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mystery.
Oh, also, thank you, everyone, for the fundraiser. We raised $4,748
for Canine Companions
for independence.
It's still going up. So y'all, anybody watching it late, you can still donate on the donate button on that video.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank y'all for coming out. Thank Lena once again for coming out and reading with us. We'll try to get her back here for sure. But
gonna try to get her back for my birthday bash. We're gonna do a birthday bash in April. I turned the big 6-0 this year.
You don't even look at Jenny. You look maybe like 51, 52.
10.
You got a good disposition. It keeps you young.
You look young.
If you have the sours in the inside, it'll come out on the outside. That is for sure.
I gotta look better than Kellyanne Conway, right?
Oh, it's like wine and milk. We're not even. She was. Let me hush.
I've had Barbie. No, Jenny, no.
So we are going to start here. The names of the decks is pinned at the top for those who want to know. For those who are watching later, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if it's there or not. Sometimes the stream plays back. Sometimes it don't know. So
That's for Johnny Sticks.
yes. So we had a reading we did. I'll use this one about the Georgia prosecutor trying to overcome her obstacles, basically, in running the cases against Trump and the like. And they were going to stand in her way, is what we saw. And so now they have actually come out and pledged that they are going to try to sabotage her efforts in Georgia to bring a case against Donald Trump for election meddling, and Giuliani for election meddling, and everybody else for election meddling. So what kind of roadblocks are they going to put up?
And will they get charged with election meddling?
And how and will she overcome them, I suppose?
Yeah, will she overcome all these roadblocks they're trying to throw up? Yeah, you just gotta be crooked to want to be in the Republican Party. That's all there is to it.
What else do they do? Again, muscle memory. It just becomes easier and easier to be a horrible person. Like Donald Trump, what is like? He's not in power. Anyway, that's that's anyway. Dead horse.
Still using his presidential stationery and.
It's outdated, buddy. So from now on, it's official. She's Queen of Swords. Thank you, Letitia.
There's just so much backstabbing going on with this. It's like there's the Georgia government their challenge is to burden her as much as possible. They're trying to hang on to power. It's because they were the emissaries for the guy in the White House at the time of the election. And they're all a bunch of thieves. So, yeah, there's going to be constant battles over this. They've already got the plan off the ground here, but justice is moving in on Trump. And he's still put in defense mode after her investigation and grand jury thing. I get a big yes on that. And then something really shifts over gifts of money. Money keeps coming up with Georgia, that paying bribes or whatever, and she's victorious because of the money. Somebody's going to have to move on because of this. Somebody is in Georgia is going to have to move on. Like, that's why it took money.
Thank you, Suzanne.
I get the mice, the clouds, and the fish. I asked if there was going to be obstacles for the DA. It's looking like a yes, because they take something away and cover something up here. That has a lot of it. So I don't know if it's like they're trying to take away the voice of the voters in that county, in Fulton County, but they take away and muddy things up for her. And it happens in abundance here. I don't know.
So I get the Empress. So her new plans here are being blocked by the Two of Swords. the thing that she's trying to push forward, the thing that she's trying to birth, even, is being blocked here with the Two of Swords. Her documents, like her subpoenas or her whatever the case, indictments or whatever she's going to put on legal paper, is also going to be thrown. There's a monkey wrench thrown in those plans as well with the Two of Pentacles. They're trying to keep her off balance. Now, this to me is like pleading the fifth. This already speaks to somebody's guilt. Now, we witnessed it, we heard it, we've seen it, sure, but you don't try this hard for no reason. Like the first four cards I pulled all speak of her efforts, and then some sort of discord and disarray and everything else. Like they want to block her plans, they want to throw her out of balance. Now, here with the Six of Pentacles and the Fool and the Ace of Swords, she has some sort of, thank you, Judy, she has some sort of windfall. There's something coming here with the Six of Pentacles, and it may be from an unlikely source because I have the Four of Cups here as well. So this might be an unlikely ally even, to where there is some, thank you, Courtney. There is, I will use it for one or the other. I'm not making no more peach compliment. Thank you, Linda. There is an unlikely ally that is going to give her a victory. Here with the Fool card and the Six of Pentacles. It's not Trump, as in, quiet part out loud, but it's a new person because the Empress is also here. So this is a whole new person that is coming into this picture that is going to give her a leg up in this situation. It is going to take a minute with the Four of Swords. She's going to have to maybe be bound for more time than usual in these in particular instances, but the reading ends with her, so she is ultimately victorious, but she's got to climb some hurdles right now, but as long as they're determined, she will get her man at the end.
Can we look at, will there be any federal investigations on election meddling? Because you had Lindsay calling multiple states, Trump calling multiple states. Will there be any kind of federal investigation on election meddling done by Trump and Lindsay and Rudy? For entertainment purposes only, yes, Connie. Thank you, Dolores.
Thank you, Dolores. I know Grandma Rose. It's not going to happen. I have one, but it's okay. I'll eat chips the whole way. So.
I gave you my peach cobbler.
Yeah,
it's fail proof.
If you want something to be messed up, let me do it. It's federal investigation. Because we're waiting on what, Mr. Merrick Garland right now?
Yeah, they're supposed to start his confirmation hearings tomorrow, I think. Sometime this week. And of course, the Republicans all want to know if he's going to investigate Hunter Biden.
Y'all did that already. Didn't you find anything? Golly. They needed something, I guess. Thank you, SO.
I'm getting something they move forward with slowly. Because they're kind of watching what's going on in Georgia, and they're ready to move into action if something happens there, because all these emissaries for the king down there, that's treason or traitor or whatever, meddling in the election. I get that they've already secured like a team to do the investigation because there was manipulation and thievery going on. And I'm getting two women in particular that are ready to move into action on this and investigating Trump in particular, and victory with that. So I think they are trying to see who all was working with him, trying to see how many different states he did this in, because nostalgia is like, yeah, doing something multiple times. There's a new start on something on Trump. What are you getting?
I got a yes that there will be an investigation if it goes anywhere. I don't know. As it ends with the snake. So, and I had asked, is it going to, will there be a federal investigation into Donald Trump, Lindsey Graham, and Rudy Giuliani for interfering in the elections? It's saying yes, but there's going to be trouble. So, I don't know.
So there is a person of power and prominence with the Six of Wands here with it's the DOJ, what you call that guy? The DA, the
Merrick Garland?
Yes.
AG?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That it's him because of my America card person of prominence. So that's him here, or somebody on his team, but it's coming from that office. There is also a water sign man here with there is some, I don't say shocking news, it's because it won't be shocking. It'll be.
We can't be shocked anymore.
No. It's coming out of the efforts to block Joe Biden, but this is also a whole nother person too. So there is possibly a water sign man, maybe Lindsay or somebody. I know McConnell's a water sign man, but there is some surprise coming there for that person. The law has the strength, and the Nine of Pentacles is the security. So this is going to be a definite yes. They're going to bring a case, and they have a strong one against maybe 4 in particular people. Because I get the 4 of Wands, it's either 4 people or it's a small group, to where it could be more than 4, to where like maybe they're in a caucus of something, or a group of some sort, the bald-headed guys of the Inca Dinkas or whatever it is. But there's something like that, and yes, someone will face judgment. There is, however, some underneath stuff that has to be dealt with as well with the High Priestess. This is this might have, and maybe this is where the surprise is coming from. They might have a bit of bribery that starts to happen with the High Priestess and the Nine of Pentacles. Somebody with deep pockets possibly is going to be bribing someone to say, lean my way and don't prosecute or don't charge or don't whatever. Maybe make one of those Trumpian phone calls like he did for Flynn, and I hope you can just let this go type of thing. So hopefully we have people of integrity in place. Thank you, redlentilhealing.com.
There's another reader to check out if y'all haven't checked her out.
Absolutely.
Adrian.
So that was that one. If Trump did not have Twitter, would we have had an insurrection? If Trump did not have Twitter, what would the world be like, period?
all through his presidency, if he hadn't been able to rile up his base all the time and spew lies as blatantly.
Because mind you, Russia helped. They created the Quackernon. But Donald Trump was their focus. That's their guy, and they got to hear from him all the time, and then whip up a frenzy about everybody else in the world, and so Russia had something to play with.
We should look and see if Trump's still talking to Putin.
Oh yeah, he is. We got to read that one too. He didn't have Twitter.
And granted, he would have gone on Fox News more or wherever, but
I remember that one little clip of the Fox and Friends people trying to get him off the phone because he was saying too much.
He was like admitting to every crime ever on live TV. It's like, and Brian Kilmeade sitting there like,
I know somebody was in his ear, like, stop him before he says Hoffa. Like,
So we're asking if there would have been an insurrection if he didn't have Twitter, and I've got the insurrection on the bottom here with the 5 of Wands. His emissaries that did his dirty work for him, they still would have been strong behind him, but it would have been a lot harder for them because he would have been clinging to his messages. He wouldn't have been able to get his messages out as well. So they probably would have moved on more. And I get like there would have been more of a celebration for Biden and everything. His loyalists would have been out in the cold because they wouldn't have to be as divided as we are. It would have been like a little more ease in the transition, and easier for Biden to come in. Yeah, so because of Twitter, he was able to stir everything up. What'd you get, Becca?
I get that. Yes, there still would have been an insurrection if he did not have Twitter, because he would have gone to a smaller place where he has a lot of support there from people that are willing to sacrifice. So Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Shopify, every other place he's been blocked from on the internet. It would have been a smaller audience, but he still would have continued with the same BS. OANN, Parlor, wherever. I get, yes, it would have been smaller, but he had the support from people willing to sacrifice for him. So
and he would have had to use his Flynn's and Roger Stones and stuff to be the go-betweens more.
Yeah.
Me, myself, and I.
Junior,
Not Shopify, though.
Instacart, he got banned from it.
Pinterest, knit your red MAGA hat and show up.
Johnny's cracking up.
United early and we're already losing it.
Like this person wants potatoes, meat of any kind. Where is this going? Oh no, I'm not doing that one. You blocked. No chicharrones for you, bitch.
No.
So I get a yes. There is the Star and the 3 of Swords. They would have found a way. Why? Because here with the 6 of Pentacles, the information that they spread, the Lover's card, they spread it to one another. It is full of confusion. It was, God bless America. Here at the Moon card too. The sad part about all this and the 2 of Cups, like the problem is, this is the problem, is that we have too many people. They are still in the minority, so don't get in the tizzy thinking that, it's more of them. It is too many people that will believe anything. And Russia knows this, and so they can type up, what if they switched faces, send it out, and then somebody will read it and say, God dang it, I knew it. See, good thing that they switch faces.
We're never going to get over that one.
Thank you, more paper, please. Like the information that they get is shared instantly. You hit the little button, boom, it goes out to all your people, it goes out to all theirs. They are this person. They are in a cloud of misinformation and always will be. And it will always be easy for them to be whipped up in a frenzy because they're always thinking somebody's attacking them. Remember the war on Christmas? Like those little bitty things add up to these type of people. Sweet Mary.
Supposedly for them, it was always the Democrats posing a war on Christmas. Yet we get the audio leaked of Melania saying, "Who gives up? think about Christmas, like.
There's your war on Christmas right there.
We had all red Christmas trees. It looked like that one scene in that movie with the red rum and the blood in the hallway, the Shining. That's what it looked like for Christmas. Oh my God.
Well, speaking of murder, does Giuliani still have insurance on Donald Trump? He once said that Donald Trump better play ball because he has insurance. And we did meetings to see if that was even true or not. Yeah, he got something.
Knock, knock, subpoena. Moose is on cue.
Hello, buddy.
Hey, bubbies.
I can't pet you right now. See, I'm doing this. No, it's not a treat. I gotta read.
I'm sure he wouldn't like get in your lap. He doesn't realize how big he is.
He doesn't. He really doesn't. So does Giuliani still have influence on Trump?
He's no longer his personal attorney again.
Yeah. And he probably wasn't paid when he asked for the campaign to pay him.
Broke ass drunk, Rudy Tooty, Four Seasons, adult bookstore, crematorium, Giuliani. Does he still have any insurance on Trump?
I can't believe him. He had that fool flying all over to Ukraine and everywhere else trying to gather up bogus information from the blind guy that gave him the computer. Remember that one? And then he said, I'm not paying you. What kind of tea are you drinking, Johnny?
Actually, Mystery Achiever sent that to me. It's Earl Grey, I think. And then I threw in a lemon one too.
What, Bubs?
It's strong as heck.
I like Earl Grey.
It's like black strong.
Hey, you're too big. You can't fit up here. Stop.
I get a yes. Like happy, happy, joy, joy on the bottom. I get he's sitting pretty holding it, whatever it is, and it goes back a ways. So whatever the insurance is, I think it involves a party, possibly overseas, and he's ready to move in with it to create anxiety if he needs to. Yeah, he might. Wonder if he's got a copy of the PP tape or something. I mean, I don't think he was in Russia with them over there, but I've got my Putin card, like it was something done in secret. He's ready to manipulate Trump with it if he needs to, and use it in collaboration if he has to in court. He's ready to burden him with it if he has to, but he's clinging to it, whatever it is. He's holding it close to his chest.
Thank you, Alexander.
I think it involves a woman and a party. And drinking. It involves Rudy. It involves drinking.
I get Tower Fox Bouquet. Yes, he does, and it may have something to do with something around an institution, something that could have happened at a tower, where they were manipulating something in exchange for gifts. The bouquet, I believe, is the Queen of Spades, I think. And we got Fox Center in the middle. I'm wondering if this goes back to Maria Butina or something like that, because it's Tower Fox Bouquet. Fox, if I use it to describe somebody, red hair. And she was a spy undercover. But it had to do with gifts here. gifts of, it could have been gifts of money, gifts of whatever the heck, but I get yes.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John Fritz.
I get yes. There's a group of women here. The Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands. There's the Lover's card as well. There is a house or building here too with the Four of Wands. There is some manipulation. There is also messages with the Page of Wands, Page of Swords, about actions and possibly keep it to yourselfish type things. But the answer is yes. Now, will he use it? I don't know. But yeah, he's got something.
Well, let's ask if Trump and Putin are still talking. Or we forget about that one.
I asked about talking. I got the bird. So good job, little tiles. Good job.
Oh, I get a big fat yes on the bottom with the sun card. Yeah.
I can't.
All right, you have to go first.
I get he doesn't pick up the call. He doesn't show up. He doesn't pick up the call. I got the fox, the birds here for the phone call, the meeting. And then there's the scythe, cut off and canceled. So if they schedule something to talk, oops, I'm busy. I'm in a meeting. I can't talk to him right now. Somebody doesn't show up. Somebody's quiet.
I'm getting the same thing over here. It's Trump is trying, but he's not calling or not talking to him.
He may be reaching out, but it's like he's what can he do now? He's out of office. Like, what can you possibly do? You're worthless,
I need some money, please, from overseas. Please, I'm stuck. I'm trapped. I need it now. I've got new plans. And I'm going to be back in the White House. And here's Russia all burdened. It's like just chaos, but Russia is in the power seat with him. And it's like, click, hang up. You're a loser. I'm not talking to you.
So I get a that there is an effort on somebody's part here. I'll say Trump to talk to Putin. However, there's also a new emotion that's being enlisted now. I don't have the Five of Swords because this is actually not a bullying move. This is you talking to your debtors. The Three of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the World all in the same row here. This is trips overseas. Vladimir Putin does not want to talk to you on the phone. He wants to talk to you in person because you are intimidated by him. And so if he's got something to say to you, he wants to be the one on the higher ground. Because remember when they stood at the podiums?
At Helsinki. Trump was like, Mr.
Over.
Was like a dog with his tail between his legs.
He was subservient to his master. And so that is what Vladimir Putin wants. He wants the dog of Donald Trump. He wants the person he has on a lead. That's the person that he wants. He doesn't want to talk to you over the phone to where you can do the whole, I'm sorry, I'm going through the tunnel. No, none of that business. He wants to talk to you in person.
It's like Trump's trying to call him and it goes, do, do, do. We're sorry.
Yeah.
We're in service. Please check the number and try again. Right, Bubbies? Right?
It's like, put your wife on. I'll talk to her.
Oh, Lord.
So there you go. Well, speaking of which, though, there was a former KGB agent that said Donald Trump has been an asset of theirs since 1987.
Wow.
So can we see if that's even true, number one, and number two, if it is true, what in the world was he doing for you then?
I mean, I can't imagine, dude. The guy is a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, he's the worst asset ever. Maybe he's because he'll take like anything, but I can't see him being a Trump. Huh?
He tells me they like weak-minded people that they can control.
But he tells on himself all the time. Like, like
he'd be bragging about, well, yeah, Eric and Junior bragged about all their money they were making in Russia.
Yeah.
Or from Russians.
Most wants to go out.
We know, like, the house that he bought for the oligarch down in Florida, that was back in like the 90s, I want to say.
Yeah. But what in the world? I mean, he can't even do anything for you now. He didn't do it. I mean, he did provide a distraction while you disassembled the world, but
Launder money.
Why didn't you try to get him to be the president a long time ago?
Well, he had his hit TV series. He's staring at the door.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those, let me out, let me back in, let me out, let me back in. I'm playing with you. No, he does not want out, Susan. Everybody stop freaking out about the dog.
You know, I think Russia's who got Trump to change to the Republican Party to go after the presidency. They have been working together on dark money for a while. Trump is trapped by them. So if anybody's shown a light on it, it all the way up into the White House, may come up in court cases here. Trump's been on the receiving end of a lot of money from them and exchanging that money. There's some things that were unfinished, like, you know, he never got his, thank you, Catherine, he never got his Trump Tower Moscow going. But I get the feeling like money was given to Trump for things like buying houses for the oligarchs, and then nothing ever like happened with it. So Trump got to pocket the money, grooming him in secret. And then I get that they manipulated him to change to the Republican Party because their goals aligned it better with America and corporations. If he was in the Republican Party, he could create more chaos.
I get a yes. I get that there was a partnership and an agreement with them overseas at a distance where they would meet, negotiate, and talk. But yeah, there was agreements there, partnerships made. That's what I get.
So I think I get what you get, Jen, to where he was some sort of portal into this country. He was able to launder a lot of money through his casinos and stupid stuff like that. Trump State, Trump Airline, Trump Magazine, Trump this, Trump that.
They all got a degree at Trump University.
Trump University, to where you can put money into America, but it goes, to other places. But yes, he has been an asset. I mean, many of them have. So all you have to do is just follow the money. This business of Trump steaks, Trump magazine, Trump water. How can you not sell water? Most people do not drink the stuff that comes out the tap. Most people buy a bottle, but you can't even sell that. Like Trump airline, Trump modeling agency, Trump university.
How did he have the money to start all those businesses when he was filing bankruptcy over and over and over? The money had to come from somewhere to launch Trump Steaks, Trump University, all that.
And he, of course, Five of Swords, they had the advantage because they were given the money. And it was hidden by the moon card. It was laundered. So, yeah, he's been an asset for a very long time. Thank you, Brandon.
Oh, yeah. I see the comment from Brandon. We certainly don't want to see Trump with his shirt off riding horses like Putin, with Putin like Brokeback Mountain. Oh, God, no, that would be gross. Oh, God, no, that would be so gross.
We don't want to see Trump with his shirt off, period. Thank you, Carol.
Okay. So so speaking of 1987, how long, roughly, if we can pull a card or two, will Donald Trump continue to be in the news? Oh, thank you, Carol.
I just heard till he died. He's always got a new inspiration. He's always got something new going, always something starting up. It's like we're stuck with the liar. The liar and the manipulator. The treason. It's like it just goes on and on. The money laundering. It's like all his bad cards, all the investigations. It's like we're not going to be rid of him. Probably even after he dies, they're still going to be like figuring stuff out. While you'll read on that, I'm going to warm up my tea.
So the way I asked mine was, will Trump still be in the news over the next 4 years? I got cross. Writer, which is the news that's coming forward, anchor. Oh, we're going to be hearing about it for longer than 4 years, and it has to do with the trials because he's going to be stuck suffering for a long time. This is something, the courts is something he is going to drag out. The writer is usually very, very quick. It landed right in the middle because this is about the news, but it ends here with the anchor. This takes a long time. It's very slow. So yeah, delay. So it's what he's done his whole life. And I don't understand that, Johnny. I don't understand why the courts can't say, F you, we know what game you're playing. Stop. Just stop, instead of keep giving him more appeals and more appeals and more appeals. I don't understand it. What did you get? Sorry. What'd you get?
Because it just burns a hole in my soul. I won't even go to if he was black. I'm going to say if he was poor and white.
Damn right.
He'd be gone to 2 jails by now.
Mm-hmm. They would have put him on a life sentence and then something ridiculous, and then when he dies, resurrect him to give him another life sentence. You know what I'm saying? Like, put him on life support. You know?
I get 7 years with the
Okay.
7 of Pentacles and the 7 of Cups. And then I get the Fool and the 2 of Cups. The reason even that amount of time, I mean, mind you, this could be 14 years if you put them together. So it's the reason being, though, it's his family, the people that he has a close-knit relationship with. They too have court cases, and they too have investigations. They too have news articles and garbage that's going to be written about them. Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump Jr., Eric Trump Jr., Melania Trump Jr., all these people, they all got these court cases, because here's the strength in the court in the 6 of Pentacles. All of this crap stems from something. That's the reason. Now, mind you, question we get all the time, when is such and such going to charge such and such? He's going to be here forever, because there's going to be a constant, we need to charge him for this, but we need to charge him for that. Now, also, let me say this too, once more in the game. If you do not go back to the polls in the midterms, you're going to have a weird Senate in a weird House, and Biden ain't going to get nothing done. Don't blame him, blame yourself. If you don't go back to the polls in the next presidential election with there's too big to rig, then you're going to get another Republican, and then all of this goes away. No more charges, no more talks of charges, no more. How do they always get away with it? They got away with it the end. So they're going to be in the news for a very long time, because there's a lot of cases coming against them, which is a good thing.
And there's going to be books forever talking about him after he's gone.
Yeah.
I personally think he's going to get tickets to the park before he ever sees justice. That's just my personal opinion.
Let's read on that.
Well, that's one of our questions. He said he might face lawsuits for the rest of his life.
Damn right, Barb.
Will he get tickets to the park before he ever gets thrown in jail?
God, what a gross person. I just think.
I start out with, "Where's my lawyer?"
Wayne, we used to do that, actually. Every time I said, mind you, we had to take a shot, or every time the devil card popped.
I'm going to say no. I asked, will he ever face justice? Book. These are projects that is knowledge, also secrets. The bouquet, something that makes you happy, a gift, joy, happiness, satisfaction. Guess what? Mountain, delay, 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 and delay, and delay some more.
Thank you, Patty D.
I get he even delays death and transitioning.
The Grim Reaper's at the door. Okay, go tell him in a minute.
Yeah, like, I'm not accepting that. Knock, knock, we're here. He's got court cases, and he's constantly looking for lawyers. He has supporters that collaborate with him. He has a lot of anxiety, but it just goes on and on, like, giving birth over and over and over to new plans constantly, new lawsuits, new this, new that.
He's going to have the rest of his years left on this planet fighting in court. Actually, he's going to have his lawyers fighting in court while he's down in Mar-a-Lago hitting a ball into a hole he can't see, while he's cheating against himself, because nobody's going to want to play with him because he's a liar and a cheat.
Oh, Lindsay will play with him.
Oh yeah, Lindsay will go lick his boots.
He'll go get his balls out of the sand traps.
Quite literally.
Pardon the pun.
Nine of Swords, Piper.
Sorry about that, guys.
His balls in the
That's
Well, he can't get
what
them in
we
the
call
hole.
the diapers and stand trap. That was bad.
Sorry,
That
John,
is
I didn't mean to interrupt. Can you show me those cards again, please?
I cannot. I don't know what I just did, but I will go forward anyway. I will go forward anyway. The answer is yes. He will face lawsuits for the rest of his life. Judgment is in the end, so he will go see Jesus before he goes sees the warden. That'll be an interesting meeting, wouldn't it? Like, oh, you remind me of that Limbaugh guy. Go see him. He went that way. But Page of Swords, Nine of Swords, delay, worry. Mind you, he also is in a mental loop because people are suing him. And so this is why his personal finances keep leaking. Because yes, he will be in court for the rest of his life.
He's had over 3,000 lawsuits. It's nothing new to him to juggle a zillion lawsuits.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I can't. Well, you know what? Speaking of lawsuits, Lin Wood, that Prozac recipient, he is either crazy or on drugs. Which would it be? Or what is the cause of his mental state? I won't be judgmental. I'll say it that way.
What is the cause of Lin Wood's mental state?
Yes. This is the person he now says he has proof that Mike Pence is a traitor. And he should be executed.
I wonder Pence isn't going to do the CPAC meeting with Trump.
Why is Trump even going to CPAC? He can't even tie his shoes. Like, why would you even? Why?
Up, down, in, out, over, under. Man, woman, camera. He got it.
I aced my IQ test, man.
You're
Camera.
so smart.
This is Lin's game. He's been doing over and over and over again. He's trapped in a loop in his own mind, and he seeks celebrity. So he blocks out everything else that won't move him forward with some sort of celebrity. He's always, new plans and getting them off the ground. But it's money driven. He's paid to say some of these things.
I get money too. Bear, book, moon, fish, garden. It's money. Fundraising, money that goes to a network or money from a network through his reputation. I don't know if this guy's written a book or he's looking to write a book or something. Financing for a book or financing that he's keeping kind of quiet in the background. Power, knows how to use power, and as a tool for fundraising as well. Money. That's what I get.
I get both. I get the Six of Pentacles. So there's your money. But I get the Temperance. He is chemically charged as well. He has some sort of supplements that he takes. I wonder what would do. That's drinking, though. There's a damage to the liver.
I got fish, and that's drinking. So maybe
He's got damage to the liver.
He's like Rudy Tooty.
Whatever, I guess that would be. I mean, you can take a pill that would damage your liver too, but I think whatever it is, it's damaging the liver. So it's an excess, though. So it's like when you don't even need it, you still take it. But yeah, he's also trying, just like you said, Six of Wands. He wants the celebrity, center of attention. He wants to be seen. He wants to be known as well, just like everybody else who climbed the hill to stare at Medusa.
And then died on the hill of Medusa.
And then got stoned. So why is Donald Trumpian talking at the CPAC? What has he got to say? How will that go? Mike Pence said, no, thank you.
I won the election. They stole it from me. This is a catastrophe. It's fraud. It's fraud.
We won bigly. Nobody ever won by more votes than me.
I won in a landslide. This was stolen. Oh, dear God.
State president.
Oh. Oh, I asked what's he gonna say, and I got the birdies again. Well, good for you, little tiles. Come on. Get all chit-chatty. Get gossipy. What's Donald Trump gonna say at CPAC?
Whatever it is, he's trying to give birth to something new about Biden. He's gonna be like, be patient. I'll be back in the White House. You know, we're going to transition Biden out there. He's going to give up something new on Biden. And he's going to talk about how Biden didn't get as many votes. His same old, not accepting the election results and how it was stolen from him. All his erratic stuff, but somebody's going to be watching him. So they're going to be watching to see if he's inciting his supporters.
Somebody's going to be sitting there watching him with one of those little dart guns with a tranquilizer, like when he starts to get crazy, tranquilizer. I get birds, moon, crossroads, dog, sun. So he's going to be talking, whatever he says is going to be very emotional and very creative as well in regards to what? The elections, and how he had all of the support and all of everybody that was loyal to him, and he was successful. It's the same thing we've heard a million times. Period.
Magician and Page of Swords. There is some lie, and then there's some more lie, and then they're going to loop around and lie again. And then he's going to lie about lying. He's going to lie about knowing how to spell lie. Everything is going to be a lie. He wants you to believe in his reality, too, with the Magician card. That's why we get the Hangman and the Queen of Swords. Now, he also gets to tout a victory over being acquitted. So he'll get up there and do his chicken hawk, and he'll go and say all what he needs to say. However, there will also be some denial. This card is the Ten of Swords in this deck, but there's two, just like it. One says Ten of Swords here. The other one says everything is fine. I keep them both in there. I use this one for denial and the other one for Ten of Swords. So he will have some sort of denial about more cases and things being pushed against him and the power that the opposition has. So again, back to the lie. And so then we will also have there might be a chant or two. There's going to be some naivety, some Trumpian energy. Like he has supporters still, unfortunately. And there might be one of those type of, he'll be warmly received by somebody. And anyway, speaking of warmly received, Ted Cruz went to Cancun.
What are they calling him now, you guys, on the Twitter? Is it Cancun Cruz? Is that what they're calling him?
Cancun Cruz and Fled Ted and
Fled, I haven't heard that one. Fled Ted.
yeah, Ted fled Ted.
Who left his entire state to freeze.
Left his little dog at home.
Now, mind you, he's the senator. He can't save the day all on his own. I'll be that much fair to the slimy person that I cannot stand. However, just the optics of it all, that was not a good thing to do.
Well, and there's a GOP rep from Texas that just came out and said, "I will not leave you. I will not abandon you." You know, like Ted, like he is really giving Ted a hard time, and he's a GOP guy.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Whatever that guy's name, the one that was acquitted or pardoned by Trump, Dinesh D'Souza, has a felony record for election fondling, whatever. He put out a Twitter statement that said, well, Ted Cruz couldn't do anything. He's only there to vote. He's in the Senate. What do you expect him to do? It was better if he went on vacation. That way he's not taking electricity off the grid. And the reality is, Beto O'Rourke, who's not even an elected official, was phone banking to set up food drives and everything for the elderly. And AOC, I think the total is up to 3.5 million that she raised.
3.6.
3.6 for Texas. Well, Ted Cruz was on a plane to go to a place that he wanted to build a wall around, keep those people out. Like,
mind you, she's a New Yorker.
Yep.
She is not your representative, and yet she raised $3 million for you while he went to Cancun and said, well, my family wanted to go. I was trying to be a good dad.
And he drags her all the time. That woman did more for his state than he will ever do. That's sad.
In a week.
So what's our question, Johnny?
The question is this now, mind you, we can be up in arms and Ted Cruz is a horrible, slimy, no good son of a bee. However, will this story be over in a week and we'll forget all about it, or will this fallout continue into his reelection? Like, is this actually going to damage him, or will this just be an old story in a couple of weeks?
He's up in 2024.
And he barely won the Beto O'Rourke, and there was some shenanigans in Texas too.
But he did.
I always got there was something fishy going on with meddling.
He definitely didn't win, even in a red state. No.
Well, will Ted Cruz be out of the news in a week?
Will this be an old story in a week, or will this fallout actually damage him? Well. And then he came back. What you come back by? Damage is done, buddy.
God, what a piece of dude. He let a man call his wife ugly. He let a man say his father killed JFK. And now you throw your daughters under the bus, dude. He is so...
And his wife's texting. It's like...
Yeah.
They're watching and waiting right now. I get, it's creating anxiety for Ted. The challenge will be his donors. He's going to start, he's already starting to feel the shift in the donors because he went away to Cancun. Right now, they feel like they're stuck with him. But I feel like there's some sort of investigation that is done on him that he tries to lay low from. But over the stealing, stop the steal stuff, trying to secure, the election results for Trump. He's put in defense mode over that and his lies and maybe even some payoffs involved. And that's when he may get cut. This is going to take a while, though. So it's going to be close to election time. But there's money involved.
I get money, too. I got dog, writer, fish, and the question was, will Ted Cruz still be in the news? And will the writer in the central of the reading is talking about the news? And there's news going to be coming out about people that are funding him, people that are giving him money, because this is business independence money funding. So yes, it may be about, they were out shopping, or they had bought these tickets, or perhaps something ridiculous about money that he spent to go on that vacation. Who knows? Maybe he took money out of places he wasn't supposed to take money out of, or you know what I mean? Like, So yeah.
Because spur of the moment tickets to Cancun aren't cheap.
At the Ritz-Carlton, mind you.
Yep.
The Ritz,
Really?
The hotel's not so much, but the airfare, like last minute airfare, is very expensive.
very expensive. At the Ritz-Carlton, the news was saying it was $400 a night, but at the Ritz-Carlton,
Well,
where he's staying in the basement,
He
like,
probably has a lot of frequent flyer miles from flying back and forth to Texas. So I don't know. He might have gotten frequent flyer tickets for his.
but so $400 a night at the Ritz-Carlton, like, where was he sleeping? Next to the cafeteria? You know, because those rooms are ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know,
When
so,
this said it was $800 a night, his wife says.
oh, because before they were saying 400, 300 something. Now it's 800.
So will this be an old story in a week, or will it do actual damage? I get the 8 of Wands, there's your talking, and then I get the 10 of Pentacles. It has roots, so it's here to stay. This is a disaster. What happened in Texas. I also saw, I think Google listens to us, and so it made me watch this, and I promptly close your ears if it's sensitive.
For entertainment purposes only, YouTube.
4, 3, 2, 1. I said, who gives a shit? Joel Osteen opened his church to people who were freezing, and that's when I promptly said, who gives a shit? Because that's what you're supposed to do. You don't get a pat on the back for.
You took all that money from the stimulus. You better be opening that church up.
Like, I mean.
You could have put him up in hotels.
I opened my church. Take a long jump off a short pier. That's what you need to do. So there is going to be some roots to this conversation. It is going to birth something else that is going to weigh him down quite heavily. And then I got the strength and the yes too. So it's like this is a blazing yes. So it's like the strongest of the yeses that you could possibly get, and it is going to do damage. It is also going to do damage within his family. I don't really know how much more damage can be done. Your daughter already is repulsed by your presence. That little cringy video that's still online.
Yeah, I was trying to be a good dad. Yeah, well, being a good dad means staying in D.C. because she doesn't want to see your ass.
At all.
Isn't he against the stimulus package as well?
Oh, yeah.
But he's okay to go on vacation while everybody in his state is freezing and dying. But don't give people $2,000 checks while I stay at the Ritz-Carlton on a last-minute vacation. And then how many times did he change his story? Like 6 or 7 times he changed his story before he came out. Yeah, it was a mistake.
And he hasn't said anything about the outrageous utility bills that people are facing.
Mm-hmm. Gary, I gave that man a shout out yesterday. There's a man nicknamed Mattress Mac. During the, thank you, G. How do you say this name?
Gian, I think.
I always say it wrong. It's Gene.
Savage.
I always say it wrong. I always want to say Genie. There is a man during Hurricane Harvey who opened his furniture store. Brand new furniture, big luxury gallery, the whole bit. He opened his furniture store so that people can come in from outside of the storm when they lost pretty much everything. And that's when Joel Osteen said his church was flooded, and somebody went down there and showed you that sucker was lying and his church was not flooded. And then he was shamed into opening his church. And then next thing you know, now Texas literally freezes over. And then the mattress man, his name is something. Jim, I think Jim McInvall, something like that. Thank you, Marie, and thank you, Pistachio. I seen your comment. She called his office and called him a jackass and told him to resign. Good for you.
Thumbs up for Marie.
Mattress Mac. Thank you, Mattress Mac.
Yeah, Jim McInvall, I think is what his name is. He opened his store again so that people can come in from outside of the cold because he had power. And so God bless him forever and a day. Now, speaking of Texas, will something be done about these energy bills? Or what will be done? I'll say it that way, because federal aid, in my opinion, should not be going to pay these bills because they should not be that high in the first place.
I just don't understand. How can you be the corporate executive of these privatized companies, right? That, yeah, you're private because you've lobbied every state official to keep you private so you can price gouge in the middle of a horrendous storm like this, and then put your head on the pillow at night knowing that somebody's getting a $9,000 bill.
And
when they don't even have power in their house.
They have no power. They had no power. So what's the $9,000 paying for? Because they had no power.
I don't understand at all.
So you want me to pay for a utility that wasn't working because you failed to winterize and put us in this situation? Like,
and where did you get $10,000 from? What in this house was running that made it $10,000?
I don't understand it, John.
All based on demand, they say. It's demand makes the prices go up because it's privatized.
Lord Jesus. I hate to say this because I know that not all of Texas is Republican. I hate to say this, but I hope that the Republicans down there that have voted for decades and decades and decades of Republican lawmakers in their state are finally getting to see the results of those decisions, because now you're suffering.
And your representative went to Cancun, and your governor didn't do what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to declare a state of emergency the moment it happened. And then, thank you, Marie. And then when Biden sent stuff, you claim he didn't need any help, and then you thank him for his partial help. What else is he supposed to do for you?
He said they would rather freeze. They would rather freeze and tough it out than accept federal help.
They got people that are laid off waiting for a stimulus check, and they whack them with these utility bills. It's like just lying to them. They're blocking any assistance right now, and here they are going through a rough transition. It's just corruption all over this. The challenge is they ought to be put in jail, but they're manipulating it. Some people are only going to be able to pay part of their bills. They're going to be fighting this and trying to defend themselves in court. This creates a lot of anxiety. I do get that there's eventually like a court action taken, but people trying to hang on to their homes and stuff because they didn't have any utilities. The court action will put a lot more illumination on it, but I'm not getting aid other than our federal government has already offered assistance.
I just don't understand it. We're in the middle of a pandemic where people are out of work. They have no money. They have no jobs. Jobs is tied to healthcare. They didn't give, I don't know where the eviction memorandum is at this point. People are living on unemployment, which is without paying taxes, that may be $900 a month. How in the hell are you going to slap somebody with a $17,000 electric bill? I don't, Jesus Christ. I get Sun, Tree, Crossroads. Will something be done? Yes. And it's going to come from seeking alternative options that may be more deeply rooted and natural. But yes, because there's your energy right here. And there may be a vote or an alternative here with more green energy or something like that. I don't know how that's going to stop this situation, but
how it's going to help people right now with big bills. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you, Sue. There is a confusion here naturally with the 7 of Cups. There is someone coming for solution purposes. This is an outside person. These could be, thank you for the Cash App. There could be some celebrities and people of that nature that are also coming in. So here's the problem I'm having. There's also some government influence in this, like big money and aid, federal aid and that type of thing coming in too. The problem I have with all of this is I do not want somebody to pay anybody $17,000 light bill because it should not be that in the first place.
Nope.
You need to justify to me what in 2 buckets of hell cost $17,000 in this house. And how did it get up to that point without you telling me, hey, your bill is now over 400. So what's happening? Are we misreading meters? Are we charging people for the street lamp? What in the world is $17,000 for one house? You have to justify to me what cost that much money.
But it's not even working, Johnny. Like, how can you charge them $17,000 for electricity when they don't even have electricity?
Justify. And that's the problem I'm having is that now I see that there is aid and good times coming with all these type of things. Like there are solutions on the way. There are people coming to help, but my problem still goes back to justify this to me. I don't want to just write a check if I'm some, Jeff Bezos person for here's $17,000, turn their lights back on. Okay, next month, are they going to be hit again with a $17,000 bill? Because nobody racks up that much in electricity and not get cut off. Like, let's say, for instance, they didn't pay their bill for a whole 3 months. It still ain't going to add up to that.
Even in a colder state,
Exactly.
like we go minus 20 all the time. I've never had bills like that, ever.
It's
Not
because
even close.
the company screwed up and didn't winterize. Kind of like what happens here in California, in Northern California with PG&E. There have been things that have come out from the courts telling PG&E, fix your crap. And they're like, yeah, okay. And then they turn around and don't fix it, and you get wildfires and all this stuff. And guess
Blow
what?
out the whole neighborhood.
Yeah, and now we're going to put that cost off to the customer, the consumer. It's the same thing,
Okay. So
There's our 10-minute rant.
I know. Sorry about that, you guys.
investors bothers them. So I'm sure that's okay with. Well, speaking of money, let's sort of switch topics here. The minimum wage, federally. Oh, Biden. Why do I keep calling that child? Oh, Biden. Abbott's office not taking the phone calls. Of course they're not.
No.
Can somebody post his phone number in the chat?
You might want to call Ritz Carlton in Cancun. He's probably down there.
Don Jr. didn't even know their governor was a Republican.
Yeah,
all these Democratic
governor's fault.
Like, you idiot.
he really is Beavis. You can Google that. I mean, Ted. Ted. What's the child name? Don. You can Google it. Google it will let you look Google stuff if you want to. Minimum wage. Will the $15 minimum wage pass? What I was saying is Biden can raise it federally with executive order. Obama, I almost said Biden again. Obama raised it to 10 while he was in office through executive order. But federally, for the rest of us, thank you, Lenny Marie. That is his phone number. But for the rest of us, will $15 minimum wage become reality?
I'm asking within Biden's term.
Yes. Thank you, Marie. You rant on. You say what you want to say.
Tithe and rant. Republicans are really fighting on this, and if you watch the news, you know this already. I get justice, but what I'm getting is it's not going to go like from 10 to 15. They're going to stair step it, because there's all this fighting, and the challenge is to get this new bill done. The devil's involved here. Change all these corporations and stuff. They are going to get to higher ground with it. They will change it up, so like to $12.50, $13, something like that. And then there's a bigger change that comes later. This is because of the Republicans. Their plan is to kill this, and they're being bullies about it. So I think they're going to get it increased a little bit and then increased again, if that makes sense.
It's kind of like what I'm getting. I'm getting small improvements, but a big improvement.
Yeah, take it to like $12.50, and then right at the end of his term, do an executive order, take it up to 15.
So I get that minimum wage does get passed, but under a new leader with the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So there's your confirmation of yes, but my King of Wands is my new leader card. So this is not under Joe Biden. Now, mind you, they have already said that because the $15 minimum wage is for federal workers, not for us out here. This is for the federal workers. But they said they're going to possibly take it out of the stimulus package. It's not a thing that needs to be in there, is what they were saying. So they could do that on something separate. But however, it will be under a Democrat, somebody of like mind with the lover's card, once the progression of strength goes to the other person. So let's say, for instance, if after the 4 years Kamala comes in, and then yes, it does get passed, but not right now, because I think federally we're still at 750, something like that.
Yeah,
or as the GOP would like to say, let them eat cake.
Yeah,
and snow outside.
Let them pay a $9,000 utility bill in Texas on $7.50 an hour.
What?
So let's go into some Biden readings. We don't really do him a whole lot since a whole lot ain't really happened. But he wants to ban assault rifles. We'll see how likely that is.
I hope he brings David Hogue up there from Parkland to the White House and meet with them. Want him all up in Marjorie Taylor Greene's face. And the parents of Sandy Hook, because that happened under Obama. That was. He's offering something up. I think ultimately, yes, because I end with the Sun card, but it takes a while to get there. So this might be towards the end of his term. It's like slow and steady to try to get to higher ground with this. He is giving birth to new ideas on this. It feels like there is a bill that there are enough like-minded people, i.e. Democrats or anyone else that would like to get rid of this, that they will be talking about and taking a voting action on. I can't get if it's going to, like, he did. I feel like it will eventually pass, but like there's some manipulations in it, some changes in it. What are y'all getting?
I got a woman in public office. That's what I get.
Is that it? Yes or a positive?
I asked if Biden will ban assault rifles, and it's telling me a woman in public office. So not him, a woman.
A woman gets it going.
So I get a no because the bills are not clean bills. If you can get the bill to be just about guns and don't throw in abortion and transgender and military and all this other little niche stuff, don't throw all that in there, then you might have a chance. There's the High Priestess and the Seven of Cups. They're making it muddy on purpose. They're doing the confusion on purpose. This has a hidden agenda to it. The talking, though, will be successful, and the Knight of Swords, the erratic energy here, will be overcome by the Six of Wands and the Page of Wands. So somebody will have a logical argument. They also need to work on the money here with the Emperor card and the Knight of Pentacles that is being paid into the government. And again, those are also the bills that they're working on and things of that nature. There is huge support for it with the Queen of Cups. But what needs to happen is we need to clean the bills, because the Ten of Swords is what it ends in. So if you can get a clean bill and don't throw in stupid stuff or stuff that has nothing to do with guns, then you have a chance.
Wasn't it Walmart that already banned selling them in Walmart stores, assault rifles? So, it's the gun shows and the mom and pop gun store.
Jenny.
It's sad but funny. In Louisiana, they had a shooting at a gun store that 3 people died at over the weekend. It's like, that's where you should have your shootings, at the gun store.
I can't.
So Biden's administration's biggest hurdle right now, other than coronavirus, like, what is the thing? Because he's not in the news. Like, I mean, mind you, it's been 1 month. It's been 1 month. So he's not really blazing up the headlines, which is a good thing, I guess.
But
not negative.
But has it not been nice to go 1 month without a scandal a day?
Yes. Where your interior secretary isn't stealing the paintings off the wall and all this other kind of stuff.
And your press secretary is going out there being a total. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut, but you know what I mean.
Douche nozzle. Biggest hurdle right now. Yes, it is called recovery. That's right.
I get everything, from stimulus, anything he tries to do, he's like stuck, because he has the knowledge, he has the wisdom. He can't get the transition through. He can't get us to calmer waters because there's a power play going on with and trying to pull everybody together to work together to peace, love, and unity. There's still isolation going on, so it's party politics. This is the party card, the three muses. It's party politics. So for him to get any change, he's just got to be very, very steady, or do it in executive orders. He just has to keep pursuing and pursuing. Everything's going to be a hurdle.
I get bear, man, fish, mice, sun. So yeah, everything through executive orders, because if there's something here that he's trying to do with the economy or with small businesses or money that's being sent with the fish, it gets taken away. They keep making it smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So I don't know if this would be like the deficit or government spending, which he has nothing to do with. That's between the House and the Senate. But whatever's around money, they keep taking away, and they'll keep taking away. And eventually it's successful, but I don't think it's at where he's being pressured to be at, So that's what I'm getting. Money, the economy, business, small business, finances.
And interesting, I didn't get any of my COVID cards like that. Won't even
I didn't
be
get COVID either. But I was watching on the David Pakman's show. They were saying that COVID cases are now down by 60-something%, because he's pushing all the vaccines out that had been
pushing, and we had this big freeze across the country for over a week that forced people inside, and that helps, believe it or not.
What'd you get, Johnny?
My problem is this. You have the fool, which I do not believe Biden is, but the notion that you are going to work with Republicans.
That's naive.
Foolish. Mm-hmm. And I get the fool and the Six of Cups. That is not something you can do. Period. I don't care what you read. I don't care what. Now, mind you, there is this gentlemanly thing that presidents are supposed to do, to where they're at least supposed to appear to want to work with the other side. Yes. Obama did it for far too long.
He made the appearance he made the gesture. If they're not going to play, then don't play.
But I get the stimulus is the first thing here. Here with the Fool card and the Six of Pentacles. There's money that needs to be shelled out, and we're not getting it right now. The Six of Wands and the World card. This is near completion, but you have to be the center of attention, which means you may have to do it yourself. Now, I don't know if they need majority, but if you have a 50-50 tie, you know where it's going to go. So if you just need to throw it through the Senate, throw it through the Senate. What is Chuck Schumer doing? What is anybody doing right now?
The problem is also Joe Manchin, who's basically a Republican against everything too.
Yes. So Ace of Swords, Nine of Swords. He's worried about pretty much everything because he is president. Buck stops there. And the relationships, they don't know how to move them forward. You are going to have to abandon bipartisanship. That is what the Two of Cups is. That's your bipartisanship right there. Let's work together. Let's cooperate on something. Bill Maher said it. I will repeat it. Trying to govern with Republicans is trying to talk rent payments with the meth head.
Yep.
You cannot get anything done with a person who is not on the same page as you.
They try to make everything smaller dollar-wise, and cut it down, and yet they cause the biggest deficits every time they're in power.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot keep trying to work with these people. I mean, you just can't. I know that's what you're supposed to do, but listen. At this point in time, when you have a pandemic and a teetering economy, you cannot afford to work with these people who you know are not going to work with you. You were in the White House for 8 whole years. When you saw what they did to Barack Obama, you cannot turn a blind eye to none of that. And I don't think he is, but I don't want to hear it from your mouth about bipartisanship.
And
Only people who want to hear bipartisanship are the people in Congress. Us out here, we know better. So leave that alone. We don't need to hear that no more about you trying to work with Republicans, because them entire 4 years that they was, I almost said something horrible, that they were kissing the butt of Donald Trump, they didn't try to work with y'all.
No.
They didn't reach across the aisle. They tried to shut them down at every opportunity. You can't talk to us. We're not talking to you. And then wanted to blame Democrats who had no power when nothing got done.
And here's the thing, why be scared about the GOP blaming you? They're going to blame you anyways. They're going to blame you anyways.
Be honest with America.
Lindsey Graham supposedly at one point considered Joe Biden to be a really good friend. That man just opened up an entire committee to stick it to you and your family before the election. He was willing to go there to ruin your family or cause you pain and harm. You cannot bargain with these people. You can't. They're like Johnny said, trying to, like what you said about the rent with the meth head.
Rent with the meth addict. You can't do it.
The best thing you can do is be honest with the American public and say, they're not working with us, so we're going to put it through anyway, our way.
Yep.
That is the kind of politician I would be. I would have a list of people. Joe Manchin voted no. Such and such voted no. Such and such voted no. Such and such voted no. And give you phone numbers. This is why you don't have healthcare. This is why you don't have whatever infrastructure. This is why you don't have new computers in your school. This is why you don't have whatever it is that you were promised during my campaign. And I said I was going to try to get it to you and that I put it up for a vote. These are the people who voted no. This is why you don't have it. Call them and tell them to get on their job because this is something you want. You're in their district, you're in their state, you're in their whatever. And then make them do their job. They have no intention on governing anything. Even when they're in power, they don't govern. All they do is handouts to the people who got them there.
Johnny, we just had 4 years of Republican rule, the last one being the worst pandemic of centuries.
Yeah.
In a moment of crisis, they still cannot rule. Their whole idea is no government, no ruling. That's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get.
We're going to sit here and make our big salaries doing nothing.
Nothing.
Yep.
Except giving tax breaks to the wealthy.
And going on vacation. Because that's cool.
Need more
Go to Cancun.
God, dog. So I want to look at the Senate, the energy there. What is the energy like for the Senate? What will it be? Is it going to be divisive right now? Is it going to be hopeful for something? Like, are they about to pass some more stimulus? Are they about to do something they need to be doing? Is there going to be some betrayals?
What a cushy job to just go and do nothing.
Nothing.
So, nothing.
Free healthcare, free paycheck. Do nothing.
But you can't have what I have because you just can't.
Because you'll be a taker. Oh, you son.
$100 a month is going to make you lazy.
Mhm.
You know.
Meanwhile, when I should be trying to raise money for you, I went to Cancun.
Mm-hmm. No, I can't with these people.
Y'all better be lucky I ain't God. That's all I got to say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I would love to be God for a
I'd
day.
be the Old Testament God.
I would too, Johnny. I would too.
That's bad, but I would. Burn down your whole village. What you just say?
Mm-hmm. Wow. It would be absolute wrath on my part. Just for being a bad human being.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting that it's all that is currently divided because of a power struggle, and not just power over who has control. but also who's going to get the money for the next election, fundraising. Because some fundraisers have distanced themselves and been cut off. And there's also distance between the fish is something that is a lot of. So the majority is distant and cut. It's separated. And it's all about power and finance. That's it. So I don't see any agreement coming up between both sides.
That's what I get. It's going to look like they've laid down their swords and everything because they're clinging to their power, trying to move forward, but everything gets blocked. Manipulating, talk about their plans, but then nothing gets done. A lot of waiting. The smugness of it all is going to eventually get to Biden, and he's going to bring some change in here, but it's going to take him just a little while. He's going to try to let him work it out at first, and then I feel like he's going to do a new start because he's going to start getting emotional about, okay, you're doing nothing, so I'll do it.
Yeah.
So the energy there is 5 of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords. Somebody feels left out and somebody else is moving on. So there is going to be, I ranted a whole good 15 minutes just now. There is going to be some, okay, we can't get anything done with you. We're going to have to do it on our own. The 4 Swords, they're not going to do anything on one side. I'm pretty sure we know which side that is. That is the worry with the 9 of Swords. Interesting, in this 5 of Cups, 4 cups are turned face down and 1 is up. So we may have a lot more tiebreaker moments. And you also may have that one Democrat who has that Tulsi Gabbard type energy. So there is a lot riding on that 1 cup. Either you're going to be with us or you're going to be against us. Republicans are going to manipulate the message, and this is the part that Democrats need to worry about as well. Maybe not the most, but as well. Because what happens is, in anybody's administration, the other side spends 2 years telling you how much they're messing up the country. They did it to Obama. Look, he's messing up this. He's forcing this. He's taking your guns. He's taking your freedom. He's taking your health care. He's taking your money. He's taking your this. And you need to go and vote in the Republicans so we can stop him. And then people don't go to the polls in the same numbers they did for him in the beginning. And then you get a Republican House, a Republican Senate, and then he gets nothing done for the next 2 years. And so they are right now going to start that messaging with the 10 of Pentacles and the Magician about how Biden and Harris are destroying the country and the economy is going to be bad. And this is going to be, they're going to scare the crap out of their base to make sure they turn up.
Johnny, that's already happened.
Yes.
Somehow the entire part of all 2020 disappeared and Corona just started last week.
And it's his fault.
It was a lie all of 2020. And then all of a sudden you wake up when Biden's in office, he's killed 485,000 people, as if it just sprung up from overnight, like overnight.
So that is actually one of the questions. Fox News said that Joe Biden and Jill Biden don't actually love each other. That's a show. So
that's the scandal. It's all fake.
That's their first scandal against Joe Biden, is that he doesn't actually love his wife. They're pretending. So what will be their next scandal? Lie. Excuse me. Let me say it that way. What will be their next lie against Joe Biden and his administration?
What will be the next Fox News lie?
Newsmax attacks his 12-year-old dog.
You got to be a real.
Never had a dog in the White House.
You have got to be a real low life SOB to take pot shots at an animal. Like,
and Fox is going after Jill and Joe, so.
Because they couldn't stand to see them on Valentine's Day with the conversation hearts. They just couldn't stand to see it.
Meanwhile, video of Donald Trump and Melania, you can see him swatting his hand away. Like, don't touch me. I don't want to be in the same room with you, but
you're on a ladder or stairway that's like a jillion feet in the air, trying to get down an airplane, and she still won't let you hold her hand. So she got her pocketbook in her hand. Don't touch me. You might try to steal my debit card. I don't know you like that.
I get that the next Fox News lie that's going to come out has to do with an affair that has been long-term, so their marriage, and then going on vacation to a resort. Sounds like Trump to me going golfing, but like going on a peaceful vacation to a resort. Like that's the next thing. Oh my God, he was on vacation. Meanwhile, forget about the 365 days that Trump spent out golfing, but we cool. I can't.
I'm getting, this is weird. I'm getting like Biden trying to hang on to something and paying somebody out for, and I get Biden in particular here, for something that they think should be investigated, because they think that the money was shifted around in a funny kind of way. And it's like changes to steady money coming in, and this is going to go through the whole Republican Party not accepting it. I think this may have to do with the stimulus bill, like what corporations get money and who they support with the stimulus bill. I feel like there's like they're going to accuse him of like paying off corporations that he has business dealings with.
Oh, you don't say.
Living the luxurious lifestyle. Yeah.
That's what I get. Is they're going to say something about him in his office that he doesn't love America or something of that nature. But they're going to think that, or going to say that he has some sort of deal in the government here, Three of Swords and the Hierophant, to where he's cutting people out because they are right-leaning. The leaders here with the King of Wands and the Eight of Swords, there are like pre-planned people who get money from the stimulus, and then there are some who don't. I don't know if one of them people is like Amazon or something, to where they can spin the story to where Amazon doesn't need it. But Amazon hates Trump, so then they can tie that type of stuff together. The Star and the Temperance, there is some sort of working together for the future here. So I think they're going to think that in the Eight of Pentacles, they're going to say that Joe Biden is playing favorites and he is leaving people out in the cold because they're Republicans. So he's hating on Republicans and favoring the Democrats.
Watch them say that he's giving stimulus checks to China. Just watch.
He's catering to his donors. Yeah.
I can't. So let's merge into the petty here for a second.
And we weren't already in the petty.
Let's merge into the super petty. It's on. Will Rush Limbaugh be forgotten? Is my first petty question.
Rush who?
Burger keys. Oh, ain't that nice? Good old devil. Bet y'all having a good long talk right about now, aren't you? Will he be forgotten?
Yes, I know you're dead.
We weren't there, but we heard.
The card's got to validate it, right? It's like, I'm leaving. Yes, I'm transitioning. The challenge is to hang on to something tangible with him. So I feel like he's very isolated to the individual. Some of his legacy will be with those that loved him. So they're going to remember him till they die, till they transition, his supporters and stuff. But long term, like looking off to the future, it's like, no, there's other problems and things that come up. There's other thieves. There's other people, that cause burdens in America. So I get he won't be remembered long term, only in the short term till his loyal followers die off.
I get that he will be remembered, but for the pain and suffering and problems that he created for many, many people here. He was a fraud. He was manipulative. His platform gave him a way to manipulate for show. If he felt like, I'm probably sure he did feel that way because he's just a disgusting human being. But punishing people, making people suffer, making people get burdened. He will be remembered like that, as a person that not caused it, but he added fuel to the fire to all of the problems that we have as far as discrimination towards Blacks, women, Latinos, LGBTQ, people with AIDS. He made fun of Ruth Bader Ginsburg dying.
Yeah.
And
he lied about so much.
Yeah. So I get that he'll be remembered for the damage and the suffering that he's caused. So.
And with all that said, remember Florida. DeSantis is flying the flags at half-staff for Rush Limbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Not for the people in his state that he had a hand in killing. No,
nope.
Rush Limbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
So I get here with the Knight of Cups. Like Jen said, people who like him will keep that with them. They will remember him. They will keep him elevated. However, what the rest of us will remember him for is that he was a pain in the ass, that he was horrible, that he was racist, that he was the definition of bigot. So he will be remembered, but not in a fond way, and he will be remembered by the people who like him in a fond way, but he will be forgotten. I'm gonna just say it that way.
Good riddance to the cockroach, and I'll cheer to that.
Good riddance, bad road. So another petty question, if I may. Donald Trump is more than likely not going to have a library because he has to pay for it himself. This is not something that is federally funded. It's publicly funded. So if his quackernons want to give him a library, he can.
Just the idea, Trump and library in the same sentence.
But that's kind of where my question goes, because these libraries are like works of art. They have, all these neat little things in them. It's a museum, basically. It's not, technically a library. But I'm pretty sure Trump doesn't know that. No. And he probably thinks it's like a library to where it's going to be filled with kind of books that he might like. So what I want to know is, what kind of books would Donald Trump put in his library?
I see him just putting up big screens and videos of himself bigger than life over and over spouting his crap.
I'm going to use my Endora cards and see. That's what I thought too, was coloring books, but
Hustler magazine, anyone?
Coloring books with a white crayon on top of that.
Magazines that have suspiciously all been rolled up to spank him with.
Oh, Lord. What a maroon. Oh, that's their president.
It'll have stuff about the votes in it and his lies about that. It'll talk about, he'll talk about how steady he was if he does this. But I get he's howling at the moon to get one, like he's not going to get it anyway. But how all these voters turned out and his fortunes changed because there was thievery going on and bullying going on, and then the insurrection and stuff. How everybody, admired the work that he did. I don't get anything about the message is all about power. His power. It's what it should be about is all the anxiety that he caused and how he went to jail in the courts, but it would be something about power. So powerful dictators, other stuff like that, speeches or things by powerful people.
He would probably plagiarize Hitler.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. I get that, we know he's not going to have a library, but just for fun, that it would be about how he won the election, how he was one of the best presidents ever, that did more than any other president ever, because he's the one that does it the best and it's the bigliest. Everything that he did for the country, how he had such a great party and he had the majority. And also quite possibly to do about not bragging about impeachments, but bragging about the acquittals.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Not like...
Yeah, like I was acquitted twice as opposed to I was impeached twice. I was acquitted twice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what I get.
So it's going to be filled. Now, mind you, let me interrupt myself for a second here. It won't look like a library. It will look like a casino.
Oh my God. And it's
I get the Sphinx and the Wizard. These are both communication cards, but this one is warning you not to abuse your power. This one is talking. So this was his magical power when he was president, was that yap of his. So he's going to fill it with speeches, or not necessarily written speeches, but it'll be screens of him talking.
Yep.
Or it'll be, you can go up and watch his speech in such and such and at such and such time, that type of thing. But here we have the Harlequin and the Serpent, which means he has a plan that is masked. It is actually not a library, it's a front for something else. And so then you have the Caduceus, which is you're also talking about commerce and trade and all that good stuff. So he has a casino. So it's not a
he's gonna grift off people even after he's gone.
I was just gonna say.
That's what it's for. It's for money. It's not for reading.
I was gonna say,
you go to read in the library. What kind of place is this?
But you might have some of those golf simulation games, where you can go and bat a few.
So let's do one more. I will validate for just this moment, just to poke fun at a QAnon's conspiracy. Joe Biden and Donald Trump switch faces. What does Jill Biden say? And what does Melania say? Let's see.
Jill Biden. You want me to sleep with that? She would know immediately it was Trump. She would turn her back on him because he's corrupt and, you know, on the take. She would hightail it out of there.
Thank you, Laura.
Did you pull on melanoma, Jenny?
Not yet. Getting ready to.
So for Jill, I get that she wouldn't fall for it, and she would tell him that he's ugly. And not, I know that you hate that term, Johnny. Like you're not, but not that he's physically ugly, which he is, but also like ugly. He's an ugly
person. Yeah,
he's an ugly person. And for melanoma, I get that she would tell Biden how pissed off and jealous she is. Well, not as a form of admission, but just in what she's saying, her jealousy would be pretty obvious, how she's jealous of the family. Because they're loved and she's not, so. Don't be an a-hole. How about that? That's what I get.
You know, I ended with the Knight of Wands with Jill hightailing it away from him. Melania is like looking back with the Knight of Wands, like, oh yeah, he's back there. Okay, yeah, she's moving on. She's she's gonna ask him like, how much money have you got? You know, because I don't want to be a pauper anymore. That devil drug addicted thing that's behind me. Ace of Wands. This is all new. She is like very clear thinking about everything, and she is ready to party with him.
God, she's gross too.
President Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden, I believe, are soulmates. So they know each other in the dark type of thing. So here with the love card and the water card, if they switch, she would know because there's hindrance. Like something in here would be like, wait a minute. How hard can I squint? Because something ain't right. Like turn around. Say my name 2 times. Like it's no, she would know right off the bat. With the Tarot, I also get the Knight of Cups and then the 2 of Swords. Like she would know. Like, and we need to move on from this. Something just this ain't right. She would know right off. Melania, on the other hand, she gets the spider. The spider is a lie in wait. Be patient. Let's see how this turns out. Like, I'm not opposed to this. Let's see how this goes. Like, you're not Trump anymore, but I don't really care about that much. As long as my lights is on or my Fendi bags is paid for, like, I don't care.
Oh, you know. Honey, is she broke? I think you meant Hermes, her $50,000 Hermes bag.
But she also gets the hangman. She, again, is a waiting and see. Like, she's not running from Joe Biden in her house. Like, she's okay with it. Jill Biden, no.
Jill's out of there.
You don't care.
She's gross too, man. Like I remember when everybody was all, "Oh, poor Melania, blink, girl, blink," you know, and I'm sitting there like, you've been with that man for far too long to not know who he is.
She knows that script,
and she's just as ugly as him. On the inside, Johnny, on the inside.
And a little bit on the outside. So thank y'all for coming out. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for hanging out with us on this here Sunday. Next week, we will be on Jen Lynn's channel. And what is next week still in February?
I don't think so.
28. No, it'll be not a leap year. So yeah, we'll be March 1st.
So we're actually also don't write this in stone yet because we don't have any dates, but we're thinking about another fundraiser next month as well, like towards the end of the month. So be on the lookout for some info on that. So thank y'all, and y'all keep warm out there. Y'all stay safe. Y'all take care of each other, pretty please, and y'all have a good night.